Hi everyone, welcome back to Chelsea Fan TV. My name is Nina and I hope everyone is having a good day. It is so hot in England right now, so hence why I'm filming outside. It's just too hot to be inside and outside, but yeah, anyway, besides the point, I hope you're all enjoying whatever you are doing today. It's international break and of course there aren't any games, any club games at the moment, but I still wanted to come on today and talk to you guys about what could improve or what needs to improve at Chelsea and how we can improve it. Because I feel like right now everyone in the Chelsea community just feels very deflated following from our defeat against Nottingham Forest, and rightfully so. It wasn't the greatest. I think we did want to see something a little bit more promising in the right direction, and perhaps 3 points would have put us in a much better place in terms of how and where we go from here. But that isn't the case. This is life. We are going through transition, and I think transition is going to be emphasized quite a bit in this video. So if you haven't subscribed to Chelsea Fan TV, please do so. Hit the like button and comment down below your thoughts and what is one thing that you would improve at Chelsea if you were given the opportunity and the will right now. Somebody came to you and said, right, you can magically change one thing at Chelsea. What is it you are going to do? And for me, it's a few things, and some things just seem very blatantly obvious. So you look at, Ben Chilwell on the left wing and you say, how on earth can you not see that that is a wrong decision, Poch? And, it's things like that we're a little bit questioning in our manager. I'm not saying I'm questioning him, and I'm no way Pochettino out. After being Graham Potter in until the very end, I think I can safely say that I am absolutely Pochettino in until the very end, and I think we need to back our manager. I think there's nothing good in saying Poch out right now. What does it fix? What does it fix? I'm sorry, but if you're that ignorant fan, then what are you doing with yourself? But anyway, guys, I'm gonna express... Oh no, surely not. Please do not be doing gardening right now. Sorry guys if there's any background noise. Let's hope there isn't. And yeah, so of course we're looking at a very young team. We're looking at a young team which is inexperienced but somehow performed very well in pre-season, which is why expectations were high following and accompanied by the signings that we made as well. Expectations were set very high. Well, the bar was raised very high, and of course we thought that instantly gets brought into the Premier League. We're winning off the bat and we're not conceding and scoring goals, bagging our 3 points and, having 12 out of 12 points in the first 4 games. And as much as that would have been great, I think it's been unrealistic. And me personally, I came into the season wanting to see improvement. So what I mean by that is improvement in performance, improvement in formation. If one thing doesn't work, bringing up a different one for the next game, or switching up a system during the game as well. Good man management, good game management, and just really correcting errors while we still have room and having an idea, not necessarily struggling to realise what our issues against Nottingham Forest at home are and, refraining from fixing them. So for me, time is needed. I think I'm such an advocate for time, guys, because when you look at other clubs that have had X amount of years with their managers and have really crawled out of pits, they have actually mostly succeeded and done a decent job because time has been given. They haven't really had pressure from above or from the fans necessarily as much as we do now. So I think they've actually had the freedom and the time to really build and leave a mark. And I think it's delusional to think Pochettino can make this young team an absolute machine right now, a cohesive machine that is, like I said, winning games easily, lightly, and is performing at a good level. I think it's impossible to have this young group of players play as a team. A lot of them have barely even played football consistently or at a high level, senior level, let alone together, and let alone at such a competitive level. I mean, a lot of our players haven't been in the Premier League. Let's start with that for a second. And, we gave time to other players in the past to settle into the Prem, so let's do the same and have the same energy with that. It's not to say that there isn't a clear project though here. I think that's what is key to emphasize. It's not like Pochettino has sat down and doesn't recognize what kind of job he has at Chelsea. It's not like he's gone, yeah, you know, we've been doing all right, just a few setbacks last season. No, he knows that we were nowhere near at a level last season, and nothing that has or ever been associated with Chelsea, which is why we've been so much in the eye of rival fans as well. And it seems that we are in the spotlight for the wrong reasons. And yes, it's normal that we're going to have a lot of spotlight, and it's because of the amount of money we've spent. And I just want to talk a little bit about what we have paid and how much we've paid, because we know that number now stands at about $1 billion. So it's really easy to just drop in, oh, you spent $1 billion and you lose to Forest at home, or you spent $1 billion and you've got 4 points out of 4 games. And yeah, okay, that's fair. However, like I said, we've got players that have been rusty, haven't trained. We've got players that are young, vulnerable. They're very raw as well. And where you've got a good and well-established player that's got confidence, yes, he'll take that shot outside the box, or when he is in a position where he can take a shot. Where you're less experienced and you haven't got that confidence and you haven't got that self-esteem, you're going to look to make a pass that is probably going to slow the attack down, and it's going to go back. And yeah, and as much as we would love for that not to be the case, it's just reality, really. It's like with anything, you know, you can't have confidence if you've been somewhere 5 minutes. You know, you are going to take some time adjusting. And I guess what I am saying is that we need to let our young players adjust to this team. Like, they're literally going through transition themselves, and yes, like, we see what's on the pitch, but they're in the dressing room, they're at Cobham, they're on the training grounds, they're speaking with staff, they're one-on-one with Poch, and it's a lot. It is a lot. So yes, I am sitting here excusing them. And like I said, we paid for potential. We didn't necessarily pay for well-established players, and we knew that. When you look at the age, yes, perhaps we have overpaid for some less well-established players or working off a smaller time span, but you're paying for potential in the future, because these are players that are coming up to be the best in Europe. Some of them very much so. You had interest from top 6 teams in the Premier League for some of them. You had interest from across Europe. So these are players that you are paying for the long run as well. So yes, immediate effect, it would be much enjoyed and appreciated, but it's not how it works in the footballing world. So, you know, these players are here for 7, 8, 9 year deals. They are here to improve, develop, and that is what Pochettino is here for. Yes, I would understand if we had Graham Potter or Frank Lampard right now and we were sitting here with these results, with these performances, then maybe that's a different conversation, because I wouldn't feel confident that that manager knows what to do with these group of players. Pochettino seems to have. He's had his say on, you know, who stays, who goes. He's very big on work ethic and how hard you train in training and what you show on the pitch as well. So it's about work rate. But yeah, so what I would change immediately, Ben Chilwell, you're not a left wing. You know you're not a left wing. Pochettino, please also know that. You know, we didn't just send off, who was it, Gabriel? Yeah, Gabriel. Like, we didn't just send off, you know, Ian Maatsen to the bench just because we don't have enough quality there. We do. Play Ian Maatsen on that left wing for a change. Put Ben Chilwell there as a left back where he plays best and, you know, is most experienced in, and try it out. What is the worst that can happen? Or play Mudryk. Why don't you want to play Mudryk for a run of games at least? You know, we can't judge this player, and I'm going to sit here and continue saying it. You can't judge Mudryk before he's had a run of games. Like, how are you chucking him in consistently in a game where we're chasing an equaliser, in a game where we're chasing to, you know, come back, and you're expecting him to get straight in there and perform, especially in a low block when we're playing against a low block team? He's going to struggle. He will struggle. He needs to build on momentum, settle into a game from earlier on. Mudryk is someone that flourishes with players around him as well. If you're getting chucked straight into 15 minutes to go in a game, what chemistry are you building and what relationships are you building on that pitch? Like, what? So yeah, that is another player that we can't judge. So if I was Poch, I'd play Mudryk. I'd keep starting him now. That was the opportunity to do so, playing Bournemouth, playing Villa. See how he goes so that he is more confident when it does come to playing Arsenal, Man United, Man City, Liverpool again, etc. So for me, it's about letting these players play, And I like that Pochettino isn't switching things up aimlessly like Potter was last season. I like that he is trying this out, but I don't mean have that energy with continuing to play Chilwell at left wing. And no, that is not the only problem. It's not the whole problem, but it's part of it. And it's about recognising that that doesn't work and changing it. We've got enough quality on the bench to be able to fill those positions with players that can actually, you know, fulfill that role and be better in that sense. So yeah, like there is unfortunate things that have happened. Yeah, of course, maybe Nkunku being here changes a lot of things, but let me remind you guys that we didn't spend £1 billion on Nkunku. We didn't. We brought lots of players. It's all about a team. So we should be at a point where we have enough depth, we have enough creators. Yeah, you can see, of course, Carney is injured now as well, so that's another setback, but still, build around it, work around it, you know, try things out. So yeah, I don't think we're doomed. I think we're just going to struggle. Perhaps it's going to be learning curves, you know, improvements made at a slower pace. But one thing that us Chelsea fans need to be is patient, guys. And I know that this word gets kind of thrown around all over social media and it's a kind of loose term, be patient. But be patient is what I'm saying, because as long as we're seeing improvements and we're seeing that Poch is spotting tactical errors, formation errors and changing it, then that's better. And we see a pattern that kind of continues and improves and gets better, then that's going to be a lot more promising, a lot more fulfilling for us Chelsea fans, and then we can actually believe that this project is going in the right direction. So yeah, have patience, have time. I know in the past it's been a lot easier, but it's a rebuild, it's a new regime, and we know that things were never going to be the same, weren't going to be easy. And when you go through this much transition, you can't expect that things would be, yeah, right off the bat. But we absolutely do need to look competitive, we need to look serious, and we need to have at least a goal to get back into Europe, where we belong. So up the Chelsea, Bournemouth away, we go again. Let's get those 3 points. Come on, Chelsea.